Exactly. Our final interview of the morning is with you, Lukhona Mnguni. You are with Rise Mzansi, and we also understand that your name has been thrown into the hat for the mayoral race. So congratulations on that. A very good morning to you. Welcome to the program.
No, good morning. Thank you very much. And good morning to your listeners.
Okay, so we're going to be talking about 2 years that the GNU marks, and it's also 2 years in the running, and how people view the GNU and the praise, I suppose, and also cross-party cooperation. So it's been 2 years since the establishment of the GNU, and can you safely say that this does indicate that political parties can cooperate in the national interest, and it can be a source of probably better delivery on the ground?
Well, I mean, as you know, the GNU was necessitated by, no party achieving 50% plus one. So nobody could put a government together. And I think it still remains the possibly best formula in terms of what is available to the country. Has it delivered in the best interest of the nation? I think in terms of stabilizing national government, yes, it has. But of course, everyone can probably intimate that more can be done from a government's point of view and delivering services to people. And I think that South Africans feel the pinch of what is wrong in our country every day. And hopefully that, the attempts that are being made, at least at a policy level, at a resources allocation level, will effect change for everyone, and particularly people who are in the margins of society by virtue of their socioeconomic status, and making sure that government delivers, especially for those people. I do think that, when all is said and done, of course, with the recent actions that we have seen in the GNU, some people may say, they don't have enough confidence that the GNU is completely in charge of government. But I suppose those are the pains of coalition governments, because what the GNU is, in legal fact, is a coalition government. And there are always trade-offs that need to be made. We know that, for example, our economy has been stagnant for a long time, and hopefully the economy can be unlocked and jobs can be created.
Do you believe that the GNU, the whole idea and the foundation of it would be that you don't necessarily only work for your political party, but you work for all the citizens of South Africa, and that hopefully that way we'll see tangible deliverables?
No, absolutely. I mean, once you are elected into government, you shouldn't be working for yourself or the interests of only your party supporters. It should be about all South Africans, and I hope that those who are in government, particularly in the national government, are quite aware of that. We have seen some partisan issues arising that point to, possible or would be some form of political interference. Those things need to be sorted out, because ultimately government must work for all citizens. You go into an election with an idea of what you want to achieve, but once the election outcome is there and you are made to be part of government, it is your duty to serve all South Africans.
The GNU sounds like a very ideal position in government, or a very ideal mechanism to serve the people. And it can be tested by how effectively different parties could reach consensus on policy matters. But then it also means that we require strong diplomatic leadership from party reps to persuade one another and to find common ground. And like we said earlier, it's not only about your party. I think first and foremost, it's for the outcome of the country, what is best for the country.
No, absolutely. That's what should preoccupy all people. But sometimes, yes, from time to time, I suppose parties have no choice but to be inward looking to solve for their own constituency issues, to solve for their own interests. But as you are saying, new and they occupy positions in various ways. For example, as Rise Mzansi, we are not in the we're not in government per se. We don't have a minister, we don't have a deputy minister. So our role is much more focused in the National Assembly and in the legislature. Of course, we're in government in Gauteng. There again, there would have been some fallout with the kind of government that is there today, because the deal initially was meant to be part of it, and it no longer is. So, and that's exactly what you're asking. That's what coalition governments are about. It's about trade-offs. It's about making sure that you continuously negotiate and renegotiate certain things. But I think there are fundamentals that must be in place in terms of what is the bare minimum that you seek to achieve, and how do you want to operationalize your coalition, and then those sort of guide how you make your day-to-day decisions.
And in closing, then, do you think this will now be the blueprint for South African politics, simply because, well, we don't know, but we're assuming that no party will, necessarily win the majority vote, and this is the way that we're going to be governed going forward?
Well, I think we are going to be in a cycle of coalitions for some time. In the metros, for example, the Gauteng metros, we've been under coalitions for about what now, almost 10 years. In August, actually, it will be 10 years. If you take that decisive election of August 2016, where the ANC lost the majority in all of those metros in Gauteng. And I think the issue of coalitions is something that we just need to be comfortable about, and we put enough safeguards to ensure that coalitions, one, are governed properly, they avoid as much of instability as possible. And then, going forward, you just make sure that you've got mature people who are negotiating the coalition so that they can work in the best interests of the citizens.
And that's where we leave. Thank you indeed, Lukhona Mnguni, Rise Mzansi, and also a candidate for in the mayoral race. So all the very best. Good luck to you. Thank you for talking to us, and God bless. 3 after 10 o'clock, and that means it's wrap up time for me on News and Views. I'll be back with you tomorrow at 11 o'clock on the mid-morning show. Till then, take it easy on the roads, be safe, keep warm, and it is Assalamu alaikum and Khudafiz from me, Julie Ali.